do.
Less than 2 weeks to go till the Premier League kicks off. Another 2 games or 2 half games under the belt, and a huge signing for Forest with plenty more to come in as well. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Make sure you've liked, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you check out OK Jerseys. You can get shirts for £15. The home shirts out there. Use code FFTV15 for a further 15% off. Let's jump into this one, and I want to start. We'll get into the game and everything else from yesterday, but I want a bit of Diomande hype, man. And I know you've been quite excited about Diomande, man. How are you feeling? It was off, then it was on, then Marinaka's stepping in.
I was starting to get worried. I thought Liverpool are going to come in, or somebody else is going to come in for him, because he's such a talented player, such a good player, such a promising player. I think we've got every reason to be very happy with signing him. He's one of those players that I actually knew of. I mean, which is quite amazing for me. You know, foreign player playing in a foreign league, but I knew about him. I know that a couple of other clubs. I know that Arsenal and Man U were both linked with him in the past, and I think he's real. Again, I think he's a real coup. I was worried, and I'm excited to see him in that back three with Murillo and Milenkovic. To me, he seems the ideal person to fit that profile that we need. He's a hard man. He's a very hard man. He's a beast, but he's also got good passing ability as well, and he's an intelligent player, which I think you need, particularly in the Glasner system if you're playing 3 at the back. So I am very, very excited. I can't wait to see him open plays against Leeds. I can hear a bit of an echo as well, by the way.
Yeah, just before you lot in the chat start saying echo, there's a StreamYards issue, so we're trying. You're gonna have to bear with it. StreamYard, sort your crap out. It's across the board, by the way. What are you boys saying then, man? Had you lot seen Diomande? Had you been excited by him?
Only know what you've told us about him. I've never seen him play in this case, but it does seem that he was sought after by quote-unquote big clubs, so I like signing players like that.
Yeah, I'm excited by him. It was one player I think we all agreed on the show last week, that we really keen to see him come in, especially with the back 3 formation that we are definitely going to be playing. And I just hope he has the impact that Milenkovic had in his first season. You know, he took us to that next level where we were challenging for a Champions League place that season, and he made that much of an impact. And some of the stats I seen on Milenkovic were ridiculous over the weekend, but I hope he settles into that back 3 and makes that position his own. I'm a little bit concerned with Murillo. We will go and talk about, the players who've played in these 2. By the way, before anybody else says it, 45-minute games, man, that's perfect for me. Me and Nicky will be loving that, mate. So I was kind of happy with that. But yeah, I'm really excited by Diomande. I think he in terms of the back 3 especially, because I'm happy with Jair Cunha as a backup. All of us are still concerned about Morato, but at least we got 4 good centre-backs there. You're going to need some rotation. There's obviously going to be some injuries and we're not going to be able to play in every single game, but Diomande would make that back 3 immense, in my opinion, and make us... I think you said it as well, Wolfie. I think it would be one of the best. Maybe we're saying it too soon, but clearly on paper, or what we've seen, they're capable of, could be one of the best back 3s in the Premier League, if not in Europe, if managed correctly. But yeah, really excited by him. And touching on what Ant said, yeah, I'd heard of him. I'm not sure I heard of Lamine Kamara, that we've been linked with as well. So I'll need some more information on him from you. But yeah, this one, I'm really happy. And Forest, why do we have to drag it, And hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves with the reveals as well, because the reveals from Forest have been pretty poor, in general with the players. And he would be our transfer record, wouldn't he? Would he... pounds wise. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's Kamara.
What's the official figure? Do we have one?
It'll still be a little less than
It's 50 million euros, so it'd be about 44, something like that.
Yeah. What for
44.
Diomande? Yeah.
That would be
He's
the
about
highest,
Diomande. Diomande
Yeah,
is
Diomande.
34. He was only 34.
Yeah, so it's going to be less than Hutchinson, but so what? You know, that's not the point. But yeah,
So
we've got to do
MGW is our record.
Sorry, go on.
Is MGW so is MGW not our record, or is that including?
Not a record signing, is he?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
42
before or
25
after the
mil.
addons. That's the problem. Is that
Yeah,
you never
yeah,
know.
got
It's
very-
going to be
stuff,
target.
It's not very difficult, isn't it, to work out exactly
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But can I just say as well, by the way, people, Diomande is what I consider to be a top quality player. Less than 60 grand a week. He's on. Just saying.
Don't start that conversation.
Cart horse that's been mentioned, over 100 grand. Just saying.
Oh my god. Have you got any
We're
more
gonna
names for him?
talk about another
I'm not gonna let anybody forget it because
No. I stick to my guns, you know, and that wasn't my debate anyway. I was just, you know, but you turned it into a 100 grand a week debate. But oh yeah, bro, did you see the bloody thumbnail for that? We done us dirty on that one, mate. He clipped it up, didn't I? So that's what. Don't give him any ammunition this week. I'm not arguing.
No,
with him.
Actually, Adam sent me a message. Thank you.
Was he?
I said to him, can you give Nick an extra tenner for making me look so damn sexy?
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, sexy and macho, I think I said.
Words to that effect. Do you boys think now in chat? What do you think as well? And by the way, Leslie asking where's Ben? He's sick.
He definitely is.
Yeah, sick in the head. So yeah, he'll be back soon. But do you think then with this signing that we are committed? I got two questions. We are definitely committed to a back three, and also there's been a lot of comments on Murillo, and let's just say some people are saying he's looks a little bit more, how do I say it politely, manlier. Fat. You could say that. I don't know. Is there concerns about Murillo's shape? I don't know how to phrase it.
Well,
What do you say, Rob?
Oliver
His
Glasner was
condition.
saying, "Oh well, hopefully he'll be a bit better condition in 2 weeks' time." I mean, I hope so, because otherwise we're going to start with. If we persist with this back three, even though Murillo isn't available, we all know what that means, and not keen on that.
Yeah. I worry a little bit about Murillo sometimes because a fabulous player that he is, and he is, he doesn't always seem to be full at it, full on board with being a professional footballer. This is not the first time. Hopefully, he's got something to prove. You know, if he wants to move to a top six club or whatever, then he's going to have to play well, and that's good for us. Improves his value, and it you know, obviously improves our chances of doing well in the league. So hopefully he'll get his mind on it, because I think he's been on holiday. You know, everybody's entitled to a holiday, but most professional footballers these days, particularly Premier League footballers, keep themselves supremely fit during their breaks. I don't think Murillo's necessarily gone down that track. And listen, if he can get himself fit and trim in 2 weeks, fantastic, because we do need him, because he is a brilliant player. I think we are committed. I think we've been committed to a back three since Glasner walked through the door, if I'm honest. But I agree with Rob. If Murillo's not part of that back three, I'm not sure I want a back three. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's great. We haven't even mentioned his name, but we all know what we're talking about here.
You don't really, that's
like Baltimore.
I think Ed mentioned him once, but he got away with it.
Yeah, but I don't think Murillo played bad yesterday. Like, I didn't even think
No,
he
he
did that
didn't. He
different,
didn't
if I'm being
play
honest.
bad.
He still
It
did
wasn't
have
a Premier League
those.
game, though, was it?
Yeah, but he still has those. You know, my only concern about Murillo is those lazy passes where he's overdoing it. He did one yesterday where he went across the field left to right and just gave it straight to the Barca player. And that's kind of more my concern. I think the fitness and all that crap's easy.
But this is where I think the manager has got to be allowed to do his job. And I hope maybe I'll open the discussion now. And if you guys want to give your opinions on it as well. But I'm looking at his style of management and some of his comments post-match. I don't know how much of them Ant's been watching, but I gotta say, he's no nonsense. He doesn't mess around. He tells it like it is. And I think this is what these players need. If I go off the back of some of the comments we've heard from Dyche since he's left the role, a lot of it was around player power, and he believes it was player power that kind of got him out. And I think this is where Mr. Marinakis and his son need to kind of like just back up a little bit and not be have such an open door policy or open relationship with the players. The players should not be able to go straight to the owner without speaking to the manager first. You know, the manager's got to be allowed to manage. You know, and I think he's got the right characteristics. He's got the right mentality. He's got the CV to back him. You know, and I think if he's allowed to do his job, and Mr. Marinakis plays his part in allowing him to do that job, I think you'll see the best out of these players. And I think he will drum out of this. We heard a lot of rumours about Murillo's behaviour towards the end of last season, you know, constantly coming off the pitch with suspected groin injuries and then sending him for scans and finding nothing, you know. I think he'll drum that out of him, honestly. I think he will. I don't think he's going to put up with any crap from any player. And I think this is what these players need, to be honest. And because we've got the quality there. Have we always had the mentality? Mentality is an issue, and I've got to say, and I don't know if you guys felt it as well, but I didn't see that Barcelona game go into penalties. I could see that they were going to score a goal, and just something in me. And I think that mentality is something that the players have got in them as well, and he needs to drum that out. But in terms of like the play, I thought it was really good. But yeah, my point is around his management style, and I think it's what this club needs, and I think definitely what these players need. I don't know what you guys think on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's flipped the narrative a little bit, isn't it? Because instead of the players saying, "Is this manager good enough to manage us?" You've got you're asking the question, "Are you good enough to be in the Glasner team?" And a few people need to actually demonstrate that and not live on past reputation. Now, I feel a bit uncomfortable with what you said about Murillo there, Ez, because, I mean, it was annoying that he kept sort of sitting down, clutching his Achilles or whatever, or his hamstring. But I guess if he wasn't injured, why would he do that? I mean, he clearly feels some pain or some discomfort. So, and I guess the problem is with hamstrings, if you ignore it and you try to play on, you can do yourself real nasty. But I mean, I thought that they'd got to the bottom of that, what with him going to Qatar or whatever, for some kind of special treatment. But it's like someone said in the chat, he should be all right come the start of the season. Once he gets into the week in, week out, you know, hopefully his focus will return a bit.
By the way, what I said there, I didn't make that up. It wasn't something that, you know, came out of the stratosphere and I just thought I'd mention that. That's what he was doing at the end of last season.
It was incredibly frustrating towards the end of the season, how many times he came off when and then, there's no injury. So I agree with you.
Yeah. But I'm gonna challenge that, because as just speaking from personal experience, as someone who's had chronic pain, and I had a lot of scans and a lot of MRIs and stuff, and people were saying, there's nothing, we can't see anything wrong. So there's nothing wrong. So you must be making it up. And it's like, well, thanks for telling me, but I know that the pain is there. So you can't 100% blame the player if the scans come up. You know, he's clearly getting the wrong advice.
Well, yeah, I mean, you may be right, Robert, although I do think that at Premier League level, mind you, we did sign a player with a broken leg, so maybe not.
What's happened to him? Has he now been released, Omar Richards?
He's doing his annual pilgrimage to the training ground every July. So he's.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah, that's the only way. He doesn't know where the stadium is.
I'll tell you what, we've got to do some exits in the next couple of weeks. The squad itself is bloated, and if this squad cost ratio is a thing, then they're going to have to cut some numbers. And I know it's ridiculous because everyone's focusing on the incoming signings, but I would actually be keen to hear that a few people had gone. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a smaller squad that is more involved with less people on the fringes moaning would be a good thing.
Absolutely. It's always better to not to have extraneous personnel hanging about, sticking their oars in when it's not welcome. Not saying that that's happened, but there's always that chance. If players are unhappy, that they can, kick up a bit of a fuss, can't they, and make it unpleasant.
The thing with Marilla, I remember we were talking about his last preseason, and he had a great one, and it was a bit slack off, and then suddenly when the season started, bang, he came to life.
That's true.
So I don't think there's gonna be probably the only difference to last preseason is the fact that he was playing before the preseason. I'm well aware I'm saying the word preseason a lot, but anyway. So yeah, I think we'll just wait and see how it goes.
Also, you've got to be realistic, haven't you? Human beings are human beings, and he's a Brazilian human being, and he perhaps can't get himself up for pre-season friendlies. There are plenty of players like that, to be fair. But when the Premier League starts, hopefully we'll see him step up and be the Marilla that we all love and know he can be.
Yeah, his conditioning will improve, and I'm sure he'll be able to do it in the next couple of weeks.
That's something, isn't it, Ed? If you're not in great condition, you're not going to show your best, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember Nick would always moan to me about Wayne Rooney. Every end of every pre-season, he'd come back and do like a tub of lard and everything, and then within a couple of weeks, he was.
It makes me laugh when we look at Murillo. We're sitting here saying he looks out of condition.
Remember Lewis McGugan had that.
Did, but there was so many comments on it.
Lewis McGugan had those issues under Billy Davis, and he used to try and get away with it because he used to cheat on the scales, and eventually got caught, and he'd put on like a stone over somewhere, and Billy went absolutely mental at him apparently. But he was still a great footballer. He was fantastic. It doesn't matter what technical condition he was in. But I think with Marilla, like I said, I think he's one of those players. He can on match day, game day, he'll switch it on. He'll be ready, and I'm pretty confident he'll be ready for Leeds. Sorry,
I hate disagreeing with Ez, but I have to on this occasion. I think your conditioning makes a massive effect to how good you are as a footballer.
It does, but not for every player. You look at
Jan Mulvey was like a big pile of lard, wasn't he? But he was a brilliant player. But I get what you're saying, but it's not for everyone.
Even Letitia was no athlete. He was one of the best footballers
you're talking about players 20 years ago before the Premier League became quite so fitness. Yeah.
That's true. Reedy never looked sharp in terms of fitness wise. He always looked a little.
I'm not going to even mention Robbo, bless him.
I was just about to say.
How far do you want to go back? Yeah, here we go. Isaac's mentioned it.
I do feel that the game is so physical now. What with having the 5 substitutes and everybody's kind of giving. They're giving 110% because they're putting 90 minutes of performance into 65, knowing that they're putting 90 minutes of effort into 65, knowing that they're going to be substituted. So, and if somebody's below par on the fitness, I don't know. I mean, the thing about Murillo is he's always been able to, because he thinks so quickly, he's often been able to get back really quick and take people out. I've remembered him doing it against Salah and against, I can't remember the guy's name. But
his recoveries are good, yeah.
Yeah. He's quick thinking, but he needs to be quick as well as quick.
I did it against Antonio, wasn't it?
That was it. Mikel Antonio. Just robbed him.
I want to talk about Hudson-Odoi because
dear.
I think this is
I was going to go, but I need to stay.
But just before we do, let me just catch up on the super
chat. We're going to
get
a refill then.
There's already 700 in here. Big up to you guys. Make sure you've liked. Make sure you
Sony Cola.
Can't you just get it quietly?
No, of course you can't.
Big up to Visual Joker with the 199. It says Evening Reds, 3 salutes. Big up to you, bro. Hope you're doing well. George with the 27 months. Shout out to you,
George.
Thank you so much, buddy. And Dylan with the 43 months, and he says, "Well done for 39,000, guys. Amazing. And well done to
you guys,
every one of you. Yeah. Well done to getting us to 39,000 subscribers. That's absolutely crazy. Thank you, Dylan, for all your many, I was gonna say months, but years of support. And Glenn with 47 months, man. This is getting crazy.
Getting into OG territory, aren't we, mate?
That's full OG, man. Shout out to you, Glenn. Big up to my boy Chris with the We Always Win and 43 months. He He says his aunt's on 50k a week. That's what he would like to charge me.
In his head, he is. In his head,
rupees.
Shout out to you, Chris. Hope you're well. Big up to 108 with the £2. He says, you Reds. Shout out to you. Big up to Wellesley with the 23 months, one off a 2-year anniversary. And Doy looked good last night. We'll talk about him. I thought he looked okay. I thought he did look okay. Visual Joker with another £2 says, God, do we need some new attackers though? We're about to talk about some of those attackers. And big up to my boy Lee with the £10. He goes, hi lads, hope you're okay. Please could you mention sadly that my dad Ken Sharp was sadly passed away last week. He was a lifelong Forest fan and former employee at Forest. He loved watching the channel. Lee, really sad to hear that, bro. I don't know what to say. The death of a parent is very heavy. I know, and you recently had your mum pass away, and it obviously weighs very, very heavy. So, Lee, you got all our love and support. We're here if you need to talk, bro. And I'm sure the chat will be passing their condolences on to you right now in the chat. And big up to you and your family, man.
Yeah, and just thanks for your support as well, Lee, because he's been a big one in terms of a chat, and he's a big member of a chat. So, yeah, best wishes to you all. Our thoughts are with you and your family, man, and hope you can get through this. And you got our support, 100%.
Absolutely. Roy with the 35 months. Shout out to you, Roy. Hope you're doing well. And big up to NFFC 1865 with the 35 months. Jess with the £2 says, Ez is an ass. We know that, Jess. It's not breaking news. Hey, everyone else. Big up.
Put some context. Can I put some context on it? I might have told her that I wasn't on tonight.
I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
Happenings.
I kind of agree. The lovely Yvonne with the 9 months. She says, good evening, Wolfie, Forrest, and Essen, and Rob. Good evening to you as well, Yvonne. Hope you're doing well.
Hi,
and Steph is in the house as well with the 28 months. And great to see you all again. Right, we're going to get onto this topic, which apparently you're not allowed to talk about, but, you know, it is what it is. And it's lovely to see you guys in the chat, passing on your condolences to Lee. Boys, I just can't, you lot talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't know.
Why are you singling him out?
I know. What's your beef?
Yeah.
I want to talk about him, man, because I'll tell you. Let me put some content. He hasn't been good for 2 years. He hasn't been good for 2 years.
Mate, I tend to agree with Wolfie on this. I really liked Callum Hudson-Odoi. I thought he had a real talent. I thought he was a real great player. But I've not seen it for a long time now. And last night he was irrelevant. And I worry, because what is he now? I mean, he came as a winger, I believe. And for a start, we're probably not going to use wingers. So that gives him a problem. And in that inside forward role, if you like, he's just not got it, has he? He's not got the creativity at all, and he seems to have lost everything. I hope he can get it back, but right now he wouldn't be in my team, that's for sure. And it's a shame, because I really like the guy.
Rob, do you want to jump in first? But I agree with what Mohammed
just said. I think 2 years is overdoing it. I think last season he had a quiet season, but the season before was when we got into Europe. He scored against Liverpool and Man City in 1-0 wins, legendary wins. So, he was a difference maker then. But I think the problem is that last season we were saturated with wingers and we were chopping and changing. We had 4 different managers. He himself has had injuries and allegedly some various problems off the field as well. Now, I think the problem that we've got is that we've got, 4 wingers now for no positions, if I understand what the formation is going to be. So do we need any of them? I think we're overstacked in that department. And like I say, I think, when Ndoi's on, 60 grand a week, Hudson-Odoi, I think, similar amount. Bakwa less so. I think Hutchinson less so. But even so, maybe we need to be looking at some exits there. So it's difficult. It's difficult. The one out of those 4 the one I have confidence in is Hutchinson. I think he's going to have a good season, whatever the system, whatever the formation. He's someone I would want to shoehorn into the team. But the other three all have question marks over them.
Can I just say very quickly, as I am the designated expert on this now, he's the third highest paid player at the club on £90,000 a week.
90. I designate you the expert, Anne. Very good.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the salaries. I'm sorry. I'm not going
to. They're chucking this money back like it's no money.
It's not my money. It's not my money.
No, but it's
PSR. Money, but that 90,000
that isn't the debate here. There isn't a debate here.
Right, it's the new PSR.
You just changed the debate. Can I give my opinion on Callum
Hudson
before you guys jump in with your salary arguments? What's that got to do with salary?
It's important. It's the new PSR.
Yes, it's important, but club know that. Let them deal with that.
No, but
I'm not here to deal with the salary issue. He's not going to get paid drop. So
no, but if you offload,
unless there's teams coming in for him, then he's our player.
Yes, the only reason that we're talking about salaries, and I'm also interested as well, is that if you were to offload a 90 grand a week and a 60 grand a week player who are barely getting game time, it then gives you the wriggle room to sign a 150 grand a week player. And if you were looking at, some of the names we've been linked with, we may have to pay that sort of money to get them. So, unfortunately,
fantastic. But salary is the most important financial aspect of any football club.
Okay, before we get salary and everything,
not the transfer
fee, derailing the argument, derailing the debate again.
Can Ez put his point across on Hudson-Odoi? Because you've been a strong defender.
Hang on a sec. I've been very respectful, but Ez's first effing words were, "I'm not bothered if he's on that." Why mention it?
But you brought in the salary thing.
Why mention it? I mentioned it.
Let's
continue the discussion. Ez could come in and said, "Well, my opinion on this player is this." He didn't need to mention. So don't get on at me about derailing the bloody.
Okay, let's just get back to the original discussion. Right. Then we can talk about the salaries. Right, go on, Ez. What's your thought? You've defended him for a long time, man.
I think. He's coming back from an injury, and that's his first for 45 minutes, and God knows how many months. I don't think you can make too many judgments based on that in a preseason game. If you're going to base whether you're going to keep him for the rest of the season based on that, I think that's an unfair comparison. I said I think his role is an inside forward, and I think that's perfect for him. And I think if we, because I don't think McAtee was great again yesterday. He did some nice little bits, but he wasn't great. And we've got Morgan Gibbs White. Morgan Gibbs White.
Sounds like a good player.
He can play either side of those cams. If we are playing with two cams, he can play the left cam or the right cam. I think the left sided cam is really suited for Hudson-Odoi, and I would love to see him there. But I think he has got a role in this team. Whereas if I'm looking at Hutchinson, like Rob mentions, I don't know how Hutchinson fits in. And we've kind of like the way Ndoye played yesterday was a bit more of an inside forward position as well, So he is trying to get players playing that inside forward position, whether they're wingers initially, but I can't see how some of the players are fitting in. And you're saying Callum Hudson-Odoi wouldn't fit in. He has been injured. He's coming back from injury. I wouldn't be quick to throw him out. But if there are teams interested in him, then yes, sell him. I'm not saying I'm precious about him, but you can't get rid of him. But I'm saying you're little bit harsh on him, singling him out when he's just come back from an injury and he played the 45 minutes in a preseason game. You can't judge everything on that. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not judging it on the 45 minutes.
You're right. But he's been injured for how many years?
Correct.
He's been injured. He's always injured. He's always coming back from injury. It's crap because he's coming back from injury. He's always coming back from injury. So I'm sorry, 90 grand a week. I know you say it doesn't matter what they pay, but it does. You take 90 grand a week and give that to somebody else.
Okay, we'll find somebody else to give it to, and if there's teams in the door, I'm quite happy for that. But I'm saying he's 25. He should be hitting a peak of his career right now. I agree. And I think we've got to give him back. And under this manager, I think it might call it a miracle, but I think players will excel to the next level if they're given a chance under this manager. I think he's one of those players that he can get under his belt and get him.
I hope you're right, because there
there
definitely was a talented player there at one point. We have not
Exactly.
seen it
You
for a
don't
long
lose
time.
that talent. You might lose.
Well, you do lose talent. I've seen plenty.
No,
of
but you
players
might
with
lose your passion for the game. You know, you might lose your direction.
Yeah,
where you
we've
wanna
got
get to.
90 grand a week. Why bother working?
Yeah. Some of these players are getting too much too soon, and they might have lost that fire, that spark. But
I mean,
I think
he must be
get it out of them. You know,
he must be as a multi-millionaire, because at 18 he was getting paid God knows what from Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's more interested in his hairstyles than he is in his football. I know people say don't bring hairstyles into it, but for God's sake, concentrate on your football, because you've been rubbish for a year and a half.
Yeah, he's got to do his talking on the pitch, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm
I hope he does. I'm with you, because I think that he could. But if you're not got it up here, it doesn't matter what you got down there. And I'm pointing to me.
See, I think you're red herring my argument, as I don't care that over that 45 minutes. My problem with Hudson-Odoi is I feel he's too predictable. I actually would rather just chuck him on the right-hand side, because all he ever wants to do on the left side is cut in. Also, after, what was his injury at Chelsea? It was the Achilles, wasn't it? I think it's the Achilles, if I remember rightly. I don't think he's had the... Yeah, he was out for forever. I don't think he's had the pace that he had when he was 18 years old. The pace is gone. If you're playing him as an inside 10, which you're suggesting on the left-hand side, well, I would actually argue that Gibbs-White looks better in that position by a mile than Hudson-Odoi.
But who looks great on the right-hand side then? Because I don't think McAtee does. You lot love McAtee, and I'm not a big fan of McAtee. So, there's a divide there. I don't think McAtee's anywhere close to being as good as Callum Hudson-Odoi on his day. Nowhere close to him.
All right, but we're saying Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, I don't see Hutchinson playing that inside forward position. Where's that gone? What happened there? What happened to him? What was that noise? And where's he gone?
Do we need to call 999?
What the hell was that?
Genuinely, what happened just there?
I've heard a scream. I was like, have I got
heard a noise?
Maybe someone give him a call.
I'll call him. Hold on.
Where's Ben when you need it?
You guys carry on.
Let's continue this argument. Right. So I just need to
you're confident that Hutchinson can fit into this system. Please tell me how.
No, hang on. That's not what I was saying. The point I wanted to make is that I forgot about McAtee. We've potentially got 5 wingers for no positions, and we just don't need that. And somebody said in the comments, very, very true, that we are now worse off with the squad cost ratio than we were under PSR. So we may think that we're swimming in cash because of Anderson, but the problem is our ground only holds 30,000. Our gate revenues are pitiful in Premier League terms. The good thing about the squad cost ratio is that it does actually, hopefully, put the Rockets under the stadium redevelopment, and hopefully we'll see that at the end of this year. But in the meantime, we can't afford to have 5 highly paid wingers sitting around. And I would be happy with up to 3 going, because some of we've been talking about our striker situation. Some of the names that we've been linked with, including Dilap, Dusan Vlahovic, Marcus Rashford, and some of these are kind of like...
Say it, Rob. Say it.
What?
Say the name you want to say.
Solanke?
Yeah.
Well, look, no, but the thing is that you have to get rid of 2 players to be able to afford their wages. So
who would you cull, Rob, if you're being cutthroat?
Right, well, this is the question. I think this is the topic. Now, here's my problem, right? If you'd asked me 6 months ago, I would have said Undoy must go, right? He had a good summer. He is 2-footed. He clearly has been a good player for Bologna. Maybe this manager...
He won a penalty last night. Well, he should have won a penalty last night.
2.
Yeah, maybe. I'm kind of interested to see what he can do. Unfortunately, if you were going to ask me who was going to go, I would say Hudson-Odoi and McAtee, because I think there's potential in Bakwa and Odoi, and I think Hutchinson is the best of the 3. So those would be the 2 that I would sacrifice.
I don't understand your thinking, mate.
Right, so Hudson-Odoi is a has-been, and McAtee is a never will be.
But then you're keeping wingers in a system that doesn't play wingers. How are
No, hang on. No, I'm
doing?
saying offload 2 of the 5 because we're not playing regular wingers.
You're offloading the 2 players that technically can play those positions.
No, because the other 2 can play right wing back. They can play as wing backs.
Right, we've got.
Ndoye's done it.
already
Bakwa's
got,
done it. They've both done it previously.
We have got 3 players, I think, that can be quite adequate number 10s. The first one's obviously Gibbs White. The second one is Igor Jesus, if you then have somebody in front of him, which I would like to see. And the third one is that Dominguez can step up in a high pressing role into that position as well, which he may have to in order to get into the team, given that we're bringing in more midfielders. So I just don't see where and when McAtee gets in the starting lineup. And I would think that, you know, if you look at who's come up, Coventry, Ipswich, Hull, you know, he's the sort of player that could go there and be a big signing for them and get to play every week and maybe realise his potential, but not when he's going to be like 4th choice for a position that doesn't exist at Forest. So it makes sense for him too.
Can I have a quick word then?
Well, can you tell us what happened first?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, what was
That was
that?
a girly scream, man. I can't lie.
Oh, it's because it went off. My screen went off. I didn't realise I was still connected.
Is that
I thought
what
he'd had an electric
caused that
shock.
reaction, man? Eh?
I didn't realise I was still connected. Yeah, I have to disagree with you on this one, Rob. I'm sorry, mate. Why people think McAtee's untalented, I am staggered and will not ever understand. The guy is very, very talented player. And I think that Glasner liked him, and I think that he will prove himself to be very valuable this season. Could be wrong, obviously, been wrong before plenty of times, but I think that he's an extremely talented midfield player. You don't play under Pep Guardiola for the amount of times he played for them if you're not extremely talented. You just don't. Okay,
Really?
so I would definitely keep McAtee. He's probably on a poxy little wage as well, by the way.
Check it.
Surprisingly
McAtee, I
not.
doubt it.
And you're the designated expert.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
The
He's on less than 50 grand. Okay.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I only go down to 50 grand. After that, I don't bother.
Somebody said that in the chat. You want 50 grand a week?
What some of us earn in a year, you know.
Somebody said what in the chat?
Somebody said in the chat is.
Someone said, "How much does Ant charge me a week? 50k." Then.
Yeah. I think he's extremely talented. I think he'll play a major part in our season this season, and I think you'll be surprised. We'll see. It remains to be seen. Ndoye, I was quite encouraged by Ndoye's performance at the World Cup. I don't place a lot of value on World Cup performances necessarily, but prior to coming to Forest, he also showed quite a bit of talent. So maybe I don't know where he's going to play though. That's the problem. I think he can do a job at wing back. I think he can do a job at wing back. Actually, Ndoye. He's quite a beefy player, isn't he? Oh, one of the things that I put this on our chat recently, actually, just about McAtee. People always say he's too weedy, he needs to bulk up. And he's actually heavier than Anderson and he's taller than Anderson. So all in all, he's a bulkier. Well, he is then. It doesn't matter whether he looks it or not, he is. So
he hasn't got that stature.
I think that. I think that
I
you're
look
wrong.
bigger than I am here, but I'm not, obviously.
I think that you're wrong. I think that he's plenty capable of handling the Premier League. He's proven it. He's done it before.
Has he proven it at Forest?
No,
objectively speaking, and has
you
he
said
proven it
last
at
week,
Forest?
I do want to
Please don't all jump on me. Please don't all jump on me. You asked a question and allow me to answer it without jumping all over it. Okay. Has he proven it at Forest? Under Nuno, no. Under how many games did Nuno have with him? Anyway,
2 or 3.
3. So the 3 games under Nuno, no, he didn't. Under Postecoglou, I don't believe any Forest player proved anything under Postecoglou. Dyche, you're talking about Dyche now. Does McAtee, a creative midfielder, strike you the kind of player that's going to flourish under a manager like Dyche? Towards the end of the season, I think he played the last 5 games under Pereira, and he did very well. So maybe, just maybe, he wasn't in the best environment for a brand new player who's just come from a big club like City to Forest. Thank you. Right. So maybe those conditions, having those particular managers at the time, weren't conducive to him showing his best. Maybe under Glasner, he'll be given the chance to show what he can do. That's all I'm saying. You're jumping all over the guy. He's not had a chance. and we know he's
No, I'm
talented.
jumping all over you, like you said, because you said last week you've seen him do wonderful things. These are the words you used.
I've seen him do wonderful things.
For Forest, you said for Forest.
For Forest, yes.
No, I haven't.
I've seen him do some fabulous passes. Fabulous passes.
I've seen him do one or two good things.
To be fair, you don't watch all the games, do you? So come on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a great throwback.
Yeah. Well, I'm sick of it. But you're calling me a liar. I don't like being called a liar on a public forum.
Who's calling you a liar? We're talking about.
You just said he didn't. No, he didn't. I'm telling you, he did some great stuff last season.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you.
You didn't see it.
I'm not doing this with you.
I'm a liar, does it?
I'm not doing
well,
this
don't.
with you.
Well, don't.
I'm not doing this with you. I
right.
said you.
I told you
mentioned that you'd seen him do wonderful
call me
things.
any name you like, but don't call me a liar. Don't
calm yourself down.
Liar.
No one's calling you names. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you like a human being. So
you just called me a liar.
No, I didn't. When did I say that? Rewind it back, Anne. Rewind it back. I never called you a liar.
I said you said that I'd said he produced some fabulous moments, and I said yes he did, and you said no he didn't. When?
That's a matter of opinion, then, isn't it?
That's disagreeing with you.
Stop jumping on what you think I've said rather than what I have actually said.
And if I said to you that I thought Gibbs White was the greatest player in the world, and you said you didn't think he
and you're frozen, by the way, in a really bad way. In fact, let me just
screenshot. I know that's why I screamed last time, because I thought I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to scream this time.
Okay.
And you get the point, yeah. If I said Gibbs White's the greatest player I've ever seen in my lifetime, you said no, he is. All right.
Right, change the subject.
Every time he screams, his camera freezes. Man.
Change the subject, quick.
All right, wait, he's back. He's back. The point I'm making, I don't think that any of these wingers have proven themselves, and I would chuck Hutchinson in there as well. I know, like you're glazing him. I like Hutchinson, but if I'm being objective about it, was he a game changer last season? No, he wasn't.
Yes. Listen, can we? Can the other three
of you calling him a liar?
Can the other three of you nominate 2 to go out of those 5? Because I've done it. I've been put on the spot and I gave an answer. So
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3.
Okay.
I would get rid of McAtee, Hudson-Odoi, and I'm trying with Bakwa. I'm giving him nicknames there.
You keep Ndoi.
I actually think, as much as I've slated Ndoi, I think he will work under Glasner.
Yeah, okay.
I think he will.
The thing about Ndoi is that he seems to have a lot of confidence in his own abilities, slightly more than we do. But I guess that at least that's better than not having confidence in your abilities.
You know what it is? He speaks well, and when he talks, I'm like, maybe I'm wrong about this guy.
No,
he speaks articulated and very.
He looked really beefy last night.
Excuse me. What were you watching on?
Let me look at guys.
Sorry. That was after the game. Sorry.
Are the other two going to nominate 2 to go?
Yes. Ant has.
Yeah, go on, Ed. You go first, Ed.
You go first. I'm too busy laughing at your
Hudson-Odoi's got to go. Part of that, sorry, Ed, mate, it's 90 grand a week. It's too much. Too much. It's depriving us of finding another player on 90 grand a week. I've gone for the salary obsessed for some reason. Hudson-Odoi, because he's not producing it. I don't think we can get rid of him, by the way, because nobody else is going to pay him except maybe Saudi. That's the only place that he might pay him. Nobody else is going to pay him that.
If he goes to Saudi, go on.
Huh?
No, carry on.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi. Who I'd keep McAtee, obviously. I keep Ndoi because I think there's a player there. Who were the other 2? I'm missing out. Oh, Hutchinson. I like Hutchinson. I think he's really talented.
That means you get
Bakwa. I didn't even recognise Bakwa last night, to be honest. I kept thinking, who's that?
I recognised him, man. He had this little yellow fluffy bit in his mouth. I was like,
that was him.
29.
That was him, was it? Yeah, I thought, who's that as well?
You definitely didn't recognise him. Yeah.
So I don't want to get rid of Bakwa, but I would be willing to listen to offers. But McAtee, I definitely keep. Ndoi, I'd like to keep.
2 names. You're giving Hudson-Odoi, and then you fluffed around the rest. What's the second name?
Bakwa.
All right.
Okay. Well, for me, because he's already upset me, I'll say not because you upset me at all. McAtee, because I'd love to see him. I'd love to see that potential come to a player. But McAtee, backward. I'm done with backward. I'm sorry. And them two definitely. I'm with you on Endoy. I saw some positive things from him last night. He has got a bit of a headless chicken streak about him when he gets it, but he does progress the ball well, and I think you need that from your wing backs or whoever's going to be playing in those positions. So Endoy, I would give a chance to. Yeah, so for me, it's Backor and McAtee, I'm afraid. I think Hutchinson can reinvent himself. I actually do think he can.
At Spurs. Oh, Hutchinson. No, I think so.
Hutchinson.
Big up to Norman with the 6 months. Absolute legend. Shout out to Chris with the £2. He goes, can't judge any new players under last year's fiasco. He's kind of agreeing with what Ant's been saying there. Shout out to you, Chris.
That's very true, but you can't afford to keep this size of squad going forward.
I agree with
that.
Big up to each and everyone. There's 750 in the house. Please make sure you've liked. If you're new here, why not subscribe? It's completely free, as we are now officially on the road to 40,000 subscribers. I want to talk about something I found very positive yesterday, and I thought Schlager.
Oh yes,
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Ez, you ain't kicked us off with a section. Go on.
What
did you
No, I was really impressed by his play, and especially how he was connecting with the players. One touch play I saw in that second game, especially, really impressed with, and I think he will fit in really well. If we can get this Kamara that you're on about, I can't see how that midfield is anyone other than them two. You know, as much as we glaze Dominguez, Sangare, and the others, I don't see, if you've got them two available, how anybody else gets in. But I was really impressed with him yesterday. He kept the ball moving. I did see elements of Anderson in him, actually, breaking up the play and really like pressing on the play. And the press yesterday, fantastic. Honestly, in that, we had some gilt-edged chances in that game against Barcelona, and we should have taken them. We really should have taken them. But it was great to see the way we played and the tempo of our football. Now, my concern, as I've said it before, my concern with that style of play is, can you keep it up for 90 plus minutes? And I'm not sure right now with the condition of our entire squad that we can. So you're going to need to have some good backups. You're going to have players who can come on and make a difference. But I'm really impressed by the way we played. And Schlager fit right in, didn't he? He looked like he's always been there. You know, same with Anderson when he came in, to be fair. He looked like he's always been there. He didn't look like a new player trying to settle into a new club, you know, so that's really positive. And obviously Glasner knows him well, and it shows in the way that he did his job yesterday. But yeah, real good signs from him, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I was really, and you're right that there was a lot of similarities to the way that Anderson introduced himself as well. You know, he got stuck in, he won the ball, he passed it well, he ran about the pitch, like he looked really good. And more to the point, Loz has just come up with a fantastic song for him from Born Slippy, Underworld, Schlager.
Oh yeah.
Shouting,
Schlager.
Yeah. Go on then, Rob, give us yours.
Well, I can't really add much because I've only seen the highlights on YouTube, and he didn't really stand out for me. But if he's as good as you say he is, then great. The only thing I'd add is that, as we've said before, just because he didn't cost us anything doesn't mean that he's not going to be a great player for us.
I thought we got rid of the ball quickly as well, a lot quicker than Anderson did at times. You know, Anderson tends to dwell and try and attract the foul, but Schlager was pass it. You know, it was very good. It was very good.
Self-designated expert. Can you check that? If he's not on Ant's radar, he's not on over 50.
He's not on his radar. He's 50. He's minus 50.
He's got specially tuned radar above 50k altitude. It doesn't pick up anything lower than that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Now, I was just going to say, Rob, boy, it wouldn't have shown on the highlights, and this is why I really like him. I like football IQ players, man, and this guy has a reading of the game. Like, he's not very quick, I'll grant you that, but his positional play around the pitch, be it in the defensive third, be it in the attacking third, be it in the middle third, was brilliant yesterday. And in general, when I've seen him play, he has been like that. He reads the game very well. And it's just the small things that I like, where I think it was Morato did one of his dumb I'm gonna overcommit and press into the opposition half. Yeah, and then Schlager just slotted in behind and just filled that space to make sure the gap wasn't there. So simple things. That's the football IQ that I like to see. And that's someone who's got a full understanding and reading of the whole pitch. And I kind of agree with Ez. I don't know. Let's say we do get Kamara, for example, which we'll come on to in a sec, but I don't know where that puts Dominguez and Sangare. I thought Sangare was okay yesterday, a little bit sloppy still, but I still don't know if he fits into a Glasner system. I don't. I know
He does.
He does. I think his distribution helps him.
He's a great player. Fitting
Yeah,
anyway.
Sangare was still the one who was finding the players on the wings. His distribution is still better than most in our team. So he definitely has got a role. But like I say, first choice if you've got Kamara in, and he's a player that you're hyping him up to be, by the way, Wolfie, because that was my point earlier. I'd not heard of him, and you hyped him up like you hyped up Backwell last season. So you better not be 0 for 2 with this one, mate, because I'm kind of relying on him a little bit.
About Dominguez, he's played under 4 or 5 different managers now at Forest, and he has a habit of making himself useful. He just seems to be. He's
a great player.
He worm his way into any of their plans because he can do lots of different things. You know, he's been played on the wing. He's been played as a number 10. He's been played almost as a 6. He's a versatile player. So I'm personally not worried about.
What is he?
I don't know. He's everything.
He's a utility man.
He is a utility player, and utility players are useful because that's where the word utility comes from.
Is he like a better version of Yates?
Much better.
Yates offers something different in terms of shithousery. So, and by the way, I was wondering when you're going to mention Yates because
he was good at centre back, apart from the fouls.
The funny thing
I fancy him as centre back.
He's played there before in the championship.
I thought
for us.
When he actually played, Yates had a really good season last season. I'm thinking of like the Michelin games. He scored some cracking goals and he made some. So we barely saw him, but when we did, he was good. So he's not costing it. He's definitely.
I think that was his best season in the Premier League last season.
And he's another one that is quite happy to just bide his time, and he keeps popping up under different managers. I mean, I know there's the old adage about him. He's played in 3 different divisions, scored in 8 competitions or something like that. So he will continue to make himself useful, albeit as a squad player.
But how much is he on? That's the real question.
What? Yates? Well, is he on the radar?
It's 50 grand a week he's on. I think that's for a Premier League player. That's about right for him. I've got no objection to keeping Yates on that.
That's way too much. That's way too much.
That is too much.
That's what he's on. I mean, you think of how many pay rises he's had at Forest. Keep going.
And why justifying it? Why are you justifying it?
I don't know.
But
Yates, I think. I don't know what's happened to me over the summer. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm beginning to be nice. I can't be doing with it. I mean, last season I would have said, get him out. No, it's like, I figure it's kind of good around the club, Good mascot, 50 grand a week. Hey, Ed says it don't matter.
That's an expensive mascot.
Well, he's a better mascot than Willie Bolly anyway.
Or
At least he actually plays.
Jesse Lingard is 100k mascot.
Yeah, exactly.
Sangare is definitely going to be part of the team, by the way. He's on 75 grand a week and he's just signed a brand new contract for that. So
that's the same for Dominguez, isn't it? He's probably
Dominguez is the one I wanted to speak about. Yeah. He's up there as one of my favourite players at Forest. I think he's magnificent. And he will definitely have a place in a Glasner team. Glasner loves a presser, and my word, he's a presser.
Is he a starter? Around? This is kind of my question to you guys, right?
Hey, it's nice, isn't it, to have a squad of players where you're comfortable with any player that comes in. And I think that in midfield, if you've got the likes of Schlager, MGW, Yates, if you like, for last 5 minutes, Sangare.
But you won't need them.
Yeah. Although we've only got 1 game a week. you still need a good squad. I say 1 game a week. Of course, I'm hoping we can do something in the cups this season since we've not got Europe. So,
I genuinely think we will. But also going back to what I was saying about the high pressing style, which we're all impressed with, and I really, like I say, really saw great signs in a couple of the preseason games, especially when he's playing the first team. But can they keep it up for 90 minutes? And this is where you're going to need players like Dominguez coming off the bench. Even Yatesy coming off the bench. You do need these players, and you need the squad to be working together. And I think that's what he would do. And like I say, he knows who. I think he'll very soon know what his first team is, and then who the players are that are going to be that supplementing that. But it is a team game. It's a 90 plus minute game. Do you know how many games last season Premier League wise went into 100, over 100 minutes? Most of that were games, and so it's something you're going to have to factor in, and those extra 10-15 minutes at the end of the game can change everything, so you need players like Dominguez, and I think he'll have a huge part to play. Definitely, I agree with that. He's definitely a Glasner type player. And we all like him, and I think with him being given the number 8, which is my concern, is he being pushed into being a definite starter? But I don't think that makes any difference. I don't think squad numbers really make that much difference these days, as much as they did back in our day. Anyway, but
can we?
I would never be worried about Nico starting. You just said no need to worry about him being a starter. I would never look at that team sheet with Dominguez in it, and it would worry me. Never. I think he's good enough. I'm not saying I would pick him every time, because obviously horses for course. But I would never be worried about seeing him in a starting position. Don't know about you guys.
We need to talk about a pressing subject here, which is the attacking sense. Chris Wood went off injured in the warm-up. Apparently, it's nothing serious.
Never.
Apparently, I think I saw a quote saying he may have been stiff from the long coach ride or something like that.
That's what Glasner said. That's what Glasner said.
Yeah, I think Glasner said.
And after all of his 30-hour trips to New Zealand, he can't now do it.
That's the worry. That's a worry, because I'm an old man, and that's the excuse I use. I get stiff on.
You get stiff on the car
on a coach trip, and
backseat of those coaches.
So apparently Wood was stiff yesterday on the buses. But
Taiwo as well. Apparently Taiwo.
He was stiff as well.
Yeah, well, apparently something.
What were they watching on that?
Pyro can't be stiff. That'd be too revealing if Pyro was stiff.
But what that indicated to me was that Kali Mwenda was third choice amongst them three. Because he said.
What it indicated to me is we need a new bleeding coach. That's what it
But Kali Mwenda had a couple of really good chances in that Udinese game. If he'd taken them, obviously it might have been a different matter. But from what Glasner said post-match, he said both of them pulled up with an injury. I think with Wood, he said it was his calf, and with Taiwo, he said it was his groin. And he said he didn't want to risk him, and purely out of that, that's why Kali Mwenda started. So how far is he down the pecking order? Which, to be honest, I think he's one that I think we need to see a bit more of. But anyway, something's derailed this conversation, so you're not listening.
Aldes is giving a reasoned argument.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's
happening.
This is the chat.
Everybody's got about stiffage in the chat.
Yeah, they're all going about stiffness.
Well, we need to talk about the attack, because I think it's a similar situation.
Yeah, but let me present it to you. Let me present it to you, Rob, right? Because I've been dying to have this conversation. I'm also scared to have this conversation about the attack. So let's say Wood is sold or stays injured or whatever. One of the players being linked, we've talked about Delap last week, was a certain Spurs player. And we have to start with Rob here. One Dominic Solanke.
You can start and finish with Rob, because I haven't got no comments on it, man.
Well, Rob, you've been a staunch
I've only got one word.
All right. Wait, let's just wait and see what he's got to say, because you've been a staunch advocate of Dominic Solanke. Sometimes you said because he won't score against stuff if he's with us. I get that positive, right? But you like Dominic Solanke, bro. So what are you saying on this link?
Well, no, hang on. So 2 years ago, after he had just scored 21 goals that season for Bournemouth, I was interested in him. Now, and he did go to Spurs for big money. The problem that he's had at Spurs is just, he's had some injuries, but he's had the same as us, lack of consistency in managers. He wasn't really given a consistent first choice place. Now, is there still a player there? I'm checking. He's 28 now. Maybe he's not really a potential man anymore. So he's not one that I would chase down now. But just because someone was at Spurs and hasn't been a success for the last 2 years, I can think of plenty of people that haven't been a success at Spurs in the last 2 years. It doesn't mean that they're bad players. He's not top of my list right now. I think that with the 4 strikers, I would like to see 2 go and 1 come in. So if he was the one that came in, I wouldn't necessarily be excited about it. But in that season that he was good for Bournemouth, I did think that he had all the attributes in that he could score with both feet and his head. He was fast. He was good in the air, and he got him behind the defence. And I went to see that Nuno's first game in charge, where he scored a hat-trick against us, and the last goal was an absolute heartbreaker. It was like 96 minutes. It was right in front of me. I still remember Matt Turner right now trying to get his wrong hand up to stop it going to the top corner.
Well, right now he's still trying.
So Solanke was brilliant that day, and all I thought was like, I wish we could have that player at Forest, but he's probably got better options than us. So that was all, but this was 2 years ago. So
wait, so are you saying you'd take him or not? I'm confused.
Well, the question is, at what price and on what wages?
Well, no, let me rephrase the question for you in a Rob-style question.
Have any numbers been mentioned?
Forget the numbers for now, right? Forget the numbers. Right. Let me give you a Rob-style question to this question. Is he better than Taiwo?
Yes.
So by that, according to the Rob question, would you be taking him then?
Well, so what we want someone better than Wood. And the problem is that Wood's ceiling has been better than Solanke, because Wood had 20 Premier League goals in a season. Solanke only managed 19, right? So Wood, but I think that the deterioration that we're seeing in Chris Wood, who is 5 years older than Solanke, if you said, would you rather have Dominic Solanke or Chris Wood in the squad for the next year, it would be Solanke. Absolute no question.
On 140 grand a week.
Well, look, we've had this discussion about Delap, which is that I think that centre forwards are on a different pay scale, I'm afraid to say. And
right, is there a bomber? Just by the way, is there a bomber? And is it on Reinders?
Romano's just tweeted, Diomande has landed in England to undergo his medical tests on Monday to Forest. So as long as no issues with medicals or any...
I want to see him hold that bloody shirt up. That gorgeous shirt. That's a hot take I've got.
What do you think of the green shirt, by the way?
We'll come to the green shirt.
That was my hot take.
I've got nothing to say on Dominic.
I love it, but we'll do it later.
Let's just finish the Solanke thing. So you're a yes on a Solanke?
I'm a qualified yes. I certainly wouldn't want to overpay, and I think the problem is with Spurs, we know what their attitude is.
You're looking at about 30 to 40.
What did they pay for him? Was it 55, 60?
Yeah.
I think he's in today's market, he's worth 30 to 35. Yeah. I mean, remember, the thing is, due to the paucity of the options, he was being talked about as a England squad, even though he'd had a crap season. So you got to remember,
but qualify that statement below Harry Kane in the England pecking order.
Yeah, I know. You've got Watkins, and then you're on to Ivan Toney, aren't you? So,
what about Danny Welbeck? He scored more goals than all of them.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, if that old fart from Brentford can get in the squad, then why not Welbeck? Because he's at least on form. But
it depends how much he's on a week, isn't
it? He's not top of my list. He's not top of my list. Top of my list would probably still be Vlahovic from the names that have been mentioned. I would take a punt on Rashford as well. I would take a punt on Rashford because he's a tremendously talented player. Leaving aside his qualities as a human being,
we don't play wingers though, Rob. We don't play wingers, do we?
Rashford can play as a 9.
Yeah, he can play as a 9.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
And
no, he can't. He is absolutely dreadful as a 9. He is awful.
I didn't say he could play well as a 9. I said he
No,
could
well,
play
he
as
can't, man. It's not. That's like saying I can play at Forest as a 9. Yeah,
Well,
I
you
can.
said that
I've made
already.
that claim.
You would be
I've made
20% strike rate.
I can.
1 in 5, innit?
All right, so you're saying, I think you're saying kind of qualified yes.
He's my 4th choice, I would say. Behind the 2 I've just mentioned, I would still prefer Delap over him because he's younger and got more potential.
And cheaper.
And, sorry?
He's cheaper a week. He's not 140k.
Yeah. I think the point is about all these players.
For all
There's a
these to
salary
happen, we do have to
negotiation.
lose. Yeah, but for all this to happen, we do have to lose some of our strikers. And like I say, 90k a week, Chris Wood, I'm sorry, I don't think he's going to cut it. You know, if you want to get quality players in and you want somebody challenging, yeah, you're right. You have to be looking better than Chris Wood. But I've got no comment on Solanke. He's not on my radar at all. And have you got any?
My concern about
Yeah,
Wood,
yeah. I've got a quick comment on Solanke, right? If we signed him, do you think what would be the minimum contract per? The minimum amount of years.
He'd be looking 3 years, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
he'd be looking
3
at
years.
least a 3-year
That'd
contract.
be a minimum, wouldn't it? It's more likely to be 5, but let's say 3. So if you paid, I don't think you'd get him from Spurs for less than 40. He's currently on £7,280,000 a year. So over 3 years, that's 22, 23, let's say 22 million. So the total package is actually 62 million. This is why I say wages are important. So the total package for Dominic Solanke is 62 million.
I hope you're going to save up for every single player we sign.
The question is,
forward.
who
No, because
is going to improve our attack?
I know. I'm just
that would be cheap. That would be cheap, wouldn't it? For early on, that would be cheap.
So,
for Solanke, I personally don't think he's worth that. 62 million pounds.
I don't think he's anywhere close to
but
being
the question is, of the strikers out there that can improve or at least stabilise our attack.
I don't think he can, though.
I don't think he's had a lot of injuries as well, Rob. Especially
well, the thing
is,
just going into the season with Wood is a long shot. It's
No, Rob, I don't even want us to go into the season with Wood. I don't want us to. I want us to.
Okay, so out of the 4, you've got Wood, Taiwo, Jesus, and Kalimuendo.
Why are we picking out those 4? I don't want any of those leading our attack.
I think Kalimuendo's one is going to go.
If 2 were to go, who would you like the 2 to be?
Oh, right. You're asking me if I had to cut 2 to bring in another.
Yeah, we did the same for the wingers. I think you've got to do the same for the strikers. 2 out of 1.
Who were you for?
Well, Wood would be one of them. He's too old. He's too unfit. He gets paid too much money. So Wood would be one of them. Kalimuendo, Taiwo, and who's the other one?
Igor.
Jesus is not a striker. He's a midfielder. So he's a forward midfielder.
He has played 9 for us more than you have.
He cannot score goals from a striker.
Out of those 4, whatever position they are, kill.
No, but I wouldn't get rid of Jesus, but I wouldn't have him as a striker. So the questions make sense.
Okay, forget having as a striker or not. You got to get rid of 2 of those 4 players. Who are you getting rid of?
No,
let's get.
Oh, I wouldn't get rid of Jesus, and I wouldn't get rid of Taiwo, and I wouldn't get rid of Kalimuendo. So I get rid of Wood.
So you're getting rid of 1?
No, I'd happily get rid of Kalimuendo if we brought somebody better in. It all depends who we bring in, doesn't it? It's hard to say you're going to get rid of until you know who you're bringing in. No, but it is. It is, though.
That's a sensible answer. Why are you suddenly going all sensible now? Just because you got Home Assistant, you think you're all sensible?
Home Assistant.
I think it's easy. I get rid of Taiwo and Wood.
I like Taiwo. I think he's been injured a lot.
Sorry, man. No one will.
It says Ezra's got into me. He's got into me. He does it dead subtly.
I have done nothing of a sort, mate. Bloody hell.
You're into me more often than you care to admit. Hang on. No.
Right.
No, but
so
Taiwo.
2. So did you give 1 or 2, Ant? You said Wood.
I gave 1. Yeah.
And potentially.
But if I had to give another one, if I had to give another one, it would have to be. It'd have to be Taiwo, just because of his age and injuries.
Okay. I'll go. See, I can see Jess in the comments already, but I'm sorry, Jess. You're gonna have to get with the times. I think Chris Wood is. I think he's seen his best days at Forest already, and
He's going to have a record-breaking goal-scoring season.
I hope so. But listen, any player that we've kind of like played down, I hope they prove us wrong. That's the whole point of it, you know. But the reason why we're saying it is because we've not been that impressed so far. But yeah, Chris Wood for me. And I mean, you know, I love Taiwo, so I keep Taiwo. And I don't think Kali Mwendo. I just don't think Kali Mwendo's got. There's something that he's not really impressing any of the managers who we've had so far. And I'm not sure he's going to impress Glasner either. So I think for me, it's Chris Wood and Kali Mwendo to go and keep the other two. And I agree with Van. He's Jesus has got he's got a more different role than a number 9 to play. He can play a false 9, but I think I see him more playing behind. I see him playing behind the striker, central striker.
He doesn't score goals where he's receiving the ball with his back to goal. He just doesn't. He's not that type.
He did against Brent. I've heard you say this before. He did exactly that against Brentford.
He's calling you a liar, mate.
No. Your memory is faulty. Your memory is faulty.
You're a goat fuck. Oh.
You've said he never does X, and I'm saying he did exactly that against Brentford.
Oh, he's done it once. I take everything back. He's brilliant with his back to goal. He could turn on the ball and score a goal because he did it one game. I thought we'd got past this stage with everybody had admitted that he wasn't a number 9 with his back to goal. You know, and now people are bringing out 1 goal against Brentford. I don't know. Never mind. We'll see. But what we need, all this. Yeah, why don't you just fuck off?
All right.
Yeah, well, don't put him up then. Don't put him up. You put it up.
Well, I know he did. Yeah, can't blame Ben.
100% your fault, mate.
I didn't write it. Anyway,
but the point is, are we being linked with quality in the front, in the striker position?
That was going to be my point, Ez. That was going to be my point.
You know, there are players out there, but are we going to be able to track the right players? I think the manager can. It's just whether, you know, those players are available, and we're going to have to make space. Whether it's with our salaries, and like I said, I don't care about the wages, but obviously they do need to be addressed. And that's my point. Was it's not for me to worry about. Let the people who are paid to worry about it, but we do need to address it. And we have got a bloated squad at the moment, because we had a squad that was supposed to be built for four competitions last season. It was 5 competitions with Europe, and we got to semi-finals of Europa. So we did need that squad, but we don't going forward. And by the way this system is going to be set up, there are positions where we are bloated in, but we can definitely offload and free up some space. But I'm not convinced that we've been linked with good enough strikers or type of strikers that I think are going to make a difference. But there's nothing solid. That's my issue. There's nothing solid. And as it stands, we are kind of relying on Chris Wood going forward.
Well, the thing about the question, which is which 2 would you get rid of, it's nothing to do with which out of the 4 do you like. If you ask me out of those 4, who is your favourite, it would be Chris Wood, right? He's done amazing things for us.
Yeah.
I've got no question about his ability and about his mentality. It's just the physical limitation. It's the fitness, because he's already said about, you know, this is something that's taken a long time to recover from, and he's going to have to manage. Now, did he have a good summer? Not really. Has he scored in pre-season? Well, he's barely appeared, right? So the signs are not good. So I think it's a long shot. But, you know, having him, I would still start him against Leeds if nobody else joins. But now the question is, if, you know, because he's on that nice, cushy, big money contract for another year, where would he go? I do think that Saudi is one option for him. And I do also think that, you know, one of the clubs that's come up might take a punt on him. But the thing is that if we're going to bring in someone that we think is going to improve our attack, I think we've basically got 4 players who are a bit average, and you need to get rid of 2 and turn them into 1 star striker. I don't know how we do that exactly. This is the toughest question of all.
Are we all?
Yeah, it's not a formation that needs 4 or 5 strikers. Sorry, it's not a formation that needs 4 or 5 strikers in backup. You need maybe two that are going to be battling for that number 9 position, and one that can, like a Jesus, who can play both positions. So I think you need 2 quality strikers battling it out, and I'm not sure we've got the right quality in those positions right now. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, let's move on to our next topic. Big up to Chris with another £2, who says away kit is the best since the purple and green Labatt's one. And that's a nice segue into the topic. Still over 750 of you in here. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you've liked and subscribed if you are new. There is a poll out there. Oh no, that's the Solanke one. Would you take Solanke? 76% of you said no. I'm gonna say on the new kit. Now, let me just say, every single season, every single kit, I'm always like this. It grows on me. I just don't like green football kits, man. They like the grass is green, the kit shouldn't be green.
Camouflage.
I'm just saying it just doesn't make sense to me. I actually don't mind that it's a darker green, right? Rather than like a grassy green. And Nikki, you can shut up in the comments, Nikki, because I know as long as it's got the classic Adidas logo, it could be brown as far as Nikki's concerned. He doesn't care. I'm just I need time.
Right.
I need time with it.
I 100% disagree. I think it's the best away kit we've had in years. What I like about it is that it fundamentally it mirrors. If you Google what is the flag of Nottinghamshire, it's basically green background, white cross, and a Robin Hood. It's a red cross on a green background, and the red and the green are the same as from the flag of Nottinghamshire.
I've not thought of that,
Okay.
Rob.
I think it's intentional. The last green kit I remember was like a kind of third kit in the 1990s, which some people are still wearing now. A Labatt's one, with
Labatt's one, yeah.
Yeah. And we only ever wore that against Lincoln in a pre-season friendly or something. So I think it's a nice, and the good thing is that green doesn't clash with anything, because I find it very annoying if you've got like
grass.
When your home kit is red and your away kit is white, what happens when you're playing Sunderland? I mean, you're fucked, aren't you? Right?
You wear the third kit.
Sorry?
You wear your third kit, hence why there's now 3 kits.
Well, go on then. What's the other one?
Well, they haven't released it yet.
I think it's good. I'm going to buy it. I'm actually going to buy it. And the thing is, I've got enough red shirts. I've got half a dozen red shirts. So I didn't, by the way, I didn't like the Bally's one from last year, the main kit. I thought it was horrible. It was like, with only had stripes on the front, which really annoyed my OCD. I didn't like the collar. I didn't like the pinstripes anyway. So I'm glad that one's gone. The new home kit, it looks like a kind of tie-dye thing. I'm not too keen on going to get it.
My comments on the new home kit.
But I do like the away. I really like the away kit. It's different, and it's one I'm actually going to buy. And I wouldn't say that unless I was actually going to do it. I think I like it a lot.
Have you done a poll for it? Yes,
I've done a poll. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying I'm gonna not like it for a long time. It's just like, do you know what? Like the blue and orange kit last season, didn't like it, and then I really like it now. I'm just saying. Also, it needs a sponsor, man. I'm not a non-sponsor.
What is this thing with all suddenly? Why do you need sponsors?
I could have gone to JJB.
It's a foreign shirt, not a sponsor shirt.
No, you couldn't.
Not a sponsor shirt. We never used to have sponsors on our shirts. It's horrible. What are you on? It's a forest shirt. It's sacrilege to put some bloody betting company.
Is it Bally's again, by the way, or is it gambling?
No,
it can't be a betting company anymore. No.
Right. Do we know who it's going to be?
Nobody's got any sponsors anymore, basically.
Well, not any forest.
Why do you want to buy?
But you like the kit, though, Ant. You like the kit, though, don't you? As it is.
I love both kit. I love the home kit. I think it's unusual, different, but it's still forest. I love it. But the away kit is special. Absolutely, it's class. It looks. To be honest, when I first put telly on last night, I thought it was black. It looked like dark. And then I thought,
I liked it if it was black.
Yeah, but it's such a dark green. It's such a lovely dark green, and with the red as well. I think it's class. I think it's really nice. I think we're going to sell a bucket load of them because
I think this one might sell out. I agree. I think this one might sell out.
Not just on the pitches, but for people that want to wear it around town and so. I think it's quality.
Yeah.
Really
it's quite actually. I'm looking at the close up here. It's kind of got an imprint of like leaves, isn't it?
Leaves.
It's a forest shirt. Yeah.
All right, Nikki,
I really like it. I think
the
majority
freaking classic Adidas logo, would you like it, Nikki? You freaking.
The logo does look nice, by the way. The trefoil.
Yeah,
It does
but
look
it's not just about logo. But what that does show is that it's an original. It's not like the generic kits we've had so far from Adidas, because they have been generic. Because those kits you can find on their website without obviously the Forest badge on it, and they look exactly the same. This one does stand out, and I really like it. I like some of the training gear as well. But this is one.
Ed, what about the colour? Do you like the colour? It's quite unusual.
Yeah, I don't mind the colour on this
I
one.
did like the colour.
Yeah, I don't mind the color on this one, but yeah, in general, I love the color of the kit. I do like what Rob said. I think he's absolutely spot on in terms of.
Do you like the home kit?
No, and I tell you, I like it on footballers. I don't like it on non-footballers. If you haven't got I'm sorry, if you haven't got a physique of a footballer, I don't like it.
Listen, my 21-year-old 5'10" blonde girlfriend looks lovely in it. I'm telling you.
She does.
Or out of it. Yeah, you know what the home kit reminds me of? Do you remember those T-shirts in the 90s where you could like breathe?
Yeah, that wasn't tie-dye. That was
what was it
Hyper
called?
Global or something.
The
Hyper
heat
Global.
thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The other one
like-
looks
Well, you
other
put
one
your
looks
handprint
as
on
well.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
It
just
does
seen
look
those on
like
YouTube. I'm not old enough to know what they are. So,
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, the poll is saying 88% do like the home kit. I'm just saying, there's never been a kit.
Home
where
kit
I've
or
like-
away kit? Home or away?
Away.
Away kit, yeah.
Away.
You
There's
said
never
home.
been a
You
kit
meant
where
away.
I'm like,
Yeah, I know,
like
so
it.
yeah.
But
I think their home kit will be more divisive, that's for sure.
depends on the sponsor. Innit?
It's not great, but it's better than the Bally's one from last year. I just didn't like that at all.
I didn't
we
like
never have
pinstripe.
pinstripe
I'm like you,
again
Rob.
because-
I didn't like
Yeah.
the
Don't
fact
like
it was all the way
pinstripes.
round.
Don't
Yeah,
like
no pinstripes.
Yeah.
Because we got
Forest
relegated with it.
are not a side traditionally that have pinstripes, so I don't like it.
I think they may have done in the early 80s.
No, we
I'm
had the
thinking of
shifted
did,
one.
we
We
did.
got
skull
relegated.
shirt.
We
That
got
skull.
relegated. Yeah.
That
Shit,
is
the
supposed one.
shifted
Yeah.
one.
I didn't like it then either. They also had it when Wrangler were the sponsors. I didn't like it then
Yeah,
either.
that's right.
Yeah, we did.
No,
yeah,
Van
yeah.
Hooydonk used to wear his pinstripe shirt, didn't he? He in
No,
the
we
promotion
didn't have pinstripe
season.
with Van Hooydonk.
That was
He had the
was
pinnacle
pinnacle one, wasn't it?
with the logo in the middle, and he had, I think, he had the pinnacle when it was still the Labatt's design.
Oh, actually,
if
no.
I
You know,
remember
it was the promotion before. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, it was the first promotion, wasn't it? We had a pinstripe shirt. In fact, I've got
rightly.
it in the
Collingwood
room.
promotion.
Remember when
I've
we
got it,
didn't? You guys will remember. Remember when we didn't have to change shirts every year? It used to be every
Yeah.
other season.
Oh,
So
yeah.
one season it would be your away shirt. the
Away
next season
kit,
would
then,
be-
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's for 2 seasons, wasn't it?
As I go back longer than that, mate, it was like 5 years to change the home shirt. You didn't have away shirts. You didn't have away shirts. No, you
So,
must
to
have
be
done,
honest,
but
it doesn't bother me.
they
You're not
weren't
obligated
prepared
to
for the
buy
general
them.
public.
No, you're
They
not.
weren't.
And okay, on that question, what's the first away kit that you remember? Forest.
Away,
Yellow
Away kit.
European Cup
The
kit.
yellow one.
white. I would say it was white for most of the
White
80s.
for me, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say my first memory of the away kit is the yellow Labatt's one, really.
Mm.
Yeah, you're a little
94
bit younger
or
than me.
whatever,
Yeah.
like
No, I remember the white
95.
one. The white one, definitely.
Oh, the Neil Webb FA Cup kit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
white
We-
and black. Yeah,
That was,
We played
that
a
was the
lot of
first kit I
cup
actually
games
bought,
in that
away
white kit, didn't we? We played a lot of big cup games in that white
yeah, we
kit.
did.
Do you know what the
Yeah.
best away kit we've ever had is?
Go on.
The one we've got
I
now.
couldn't say. It is no, you know the black and gold one under Fawaz. Without the
No,
logo. Without the logo.
I like the
that
box.
was nice, man.
I like
Yeah,
the
but you
box
can't get
one,
away
the
from the
fluorescent one.
sponsor, can you? You
No,
can't
there
get-
was one without the Fawaz fridge crap on it. There was that was
Even
wasn't
the
that-
home kit, because that was our sense.
Yeah, that had the red and the gold. I like that as well, man.
125, yeah.
Yeah,
I've still
yeah.
got it. But Fawaz is slowly peeling off, so I'm just waiting.
You might be able to wear it out soon, then, Ed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we've babbled on for long enough.
For long enough.
I want to tell the shocked audience that me and Rob are actually going to the Leeds game together, sitting next to each other, kissing and cuddling all through the match.
Friends.
I'm not sure about one of those.
Is that what he
things.
signed up to, Rob? Is that what he
You're
signed
not
up
sure
to?
about one of them, which? The
Oh,
kissing
yeah,
or the
can I just
cuddling?
say?
Look, you,
No,
you
can I
can
make
put
a
your hand on
comment
my
as
knee,
well?
but it stops there.
Can I make a comment
Well,
on
you
the
didn't stop me last
ticket prices?
time.
Ticket prices. We've gone up again. It's ridiculous. At least this year we've got concessions for, I think, if you're under 25 and if you're over
Yes.
60. So,
Well, that's no good to me, is it?
I'm good.
and
That's
over
no good
60,
for me.
and over 60, you're in.
You're in. Listen, urine. Don't mention urine to a man of my age.
Taking the piss.
But yeah, I'm not paying 60 quid a game, mate. I'm sorry.
Well, if you just pay 30 quid and get 45 minutes, mate. That'll work out.
45-minute games going forward. Yeah.
Let's wrap
I tell
up
you what.
there.
I tell you what. I missed the hydration breaks because that's when I nipped for a fag at the hydration break.
Oh, God, I hope they're not continuing with that shit, are they?
No.
No, but we were doing it at the end of last season, and
Were we?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
we
they
were.
did.
Premier League wasn't.
Yeah, no, they did. They did. Some of those Premier League games towards the end of last season, there were hydration breaks.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember
that's
that.
what?
May have been unofficial ones, like when people got injured or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
but-
we mean when the goalkeeper went down halfway
yeah,
through,
yeah,
and
but,
all with bad
yeah.
leg.
There is a
Murillo.
new rule about goalkeepers going down. Though, isn't
Murillo,
there?
yeah.
There is a new rule if goalkeepers go down injured. I can't
Yeah.
remember what the rule is now.
Well, we have to
No,
bring
the
a
rule
sub
is if
player
the
on.
goalkeeper goes down injured, you
Yeah.
have to take an outfield player off for a minute.
Yeah,
I think it's a good rule.
Yeah.
I
Because
think
you
it's
can't
a
take
good
the
rule.
goalkeeper off.
You
for a
can't take
minute, but
goalkeeper off, yeah.
Well, maybe
Be
Morata
interesting
would
to
be
see.
useful.
Can you imagine the face if you're the one that's being pulled off by the manager?
Well, I'm
And
just
on that
saying,
note,
yeah, Morata
That
might be useful.
As I was saying it, I thought there's no way around this.
On that note, make sure you subscribe, make sure you check out OK Jerseys. You can go see the kits there if you want. Code FFTV15 will get you 15% off. We'll see you tomorrow with maybe
Smash that
some
like
more
button, guys.
transfer news because Diomande is as good as done. Come on, you Reds.
you Reds.
Reds.
Good.